Okay, so hi everyone. Welcome back from your summer break. Hope that you're all doing well out there, and I hope you feel ready for the start of the fall semester. So I'll introduce myself real quick for those of you who haven't met me before. My name's Dan Carson, and I'm going to be your physics instructor for this semester. So the purpose of this video is to make sure that everyone is oriented and understands the mechanics of the course. Okay, so given that the course is fully online, it's really important to know how things are going to work on a day-to-day basis. I know that for many of you, taking an online course may be completely new. You may have never taken an online course before. And to be honest, teaching online is a little bit new for me. I didn't expect to be teaching online this semester, but these are the circumstances we're in, so let's try to make the best of it. The next thing that I'm going to cover in this video is some of the course policies. So I sent out an email to everybody with a copy of the syllabus, and so I hope that you've all read the syllabus in its entirety, but there are a few things in there that I want to highlight and sort of reiterate in this video. And then the last thing we'll discuss in this video is the Canvas website. So I'd like to give everyone a tour of the Canvas website so you know how it's structured, you know how it's laid out, and you know where to find everything. This is going to be really, really important because almost all important business in this class is going to be conducted through Canvas. So it's really important that you understand how the Canvas website is laid out. That's why I'm going to give you sort of a virtual tour of it. All right, so before I show you a tour of the Canvas website, what I'd like to do is talk about my philosophy behind the way I'm structuring the course. So this course is going to be asynchronous. And what that means is there's no set time when we all meet for class. So my thinking behind making the course asynchronous is that I know that right now, life may be pretty hectic and unpredictable and chaotic for many of you because we're juggling things like work and family obligations on top of school. And it makes it difficult to carve out, a specific time each week when you meet for class, okay? So I know that's a problem for many students right now. So for that reason, I want to give students a little bit more flexibility. And the way I'm going to do that is to pre-record my lecture videos and then make those available for you to view on Canvas. Okay? And you can watch them on your own time. There's no set time to do that. But of course, each week, you will have a certain set of videos that you need to watch in order to be up to speed on what's going on in the class. So I do realize there's a downside to the way I'm doing things. In a live lecture, face-to-face, or even over Zoom, you would be able to ask questions. You'd be able to raise your hand, maybe ask me to clarify something. Okay, and of course, that's not something you'll be able to do in a video format. So for that reason, I really want you to take advantage of office hours. So I have made myself available to students for 5 hours each week, and I've polled the class to make sure that my office hours are at good times. They're at times when you can actually show up. So my suggestion is watch the videos, try to absorb that content. If you have a question, write it down and bring it to office hours. That's the time that's reserved for the interaction with your instructor, okay, when you can actually ask questions and get things clarified in real time. Another option for you is to use the message boards. Okay, so each week I'm going to open up a message board on Canvas, and you can post any kind of question you want on there. I'll be there to answer it, and even your classmates might chime in and try to answer your question also. Okay, so even though we're asynchronous, we still have this instructor-student interaction, and that's the best way I could think to structure the course. All right, so let's take a look at the Physics 47 Canvas website. If you log on to your Canvas account and you click on Physics 47, this is the homepage that you're going to be brought to. So there are a few things on the homepage that I want to point out. If you go to the bottom of the page, you'll see there is a weekly schedule. So in this schedule, I just basically explain what's going to happen each week of class, what's going to happen in terms of the lectures, what labs are we doing, and any assignments that you need to be aware of, as well as the due dates. So right now, it's only filled out for week 1 of class, but of course, as time goes on, I'll update this. And so you can use this to see ahead of time what we'll be doing in class any given week. Also, you're going to find my contact information on this page. My email is given right there. Also, office hours. Right now, it just says TBA under office hours, but after I finalize my office hours, I need to look at the poll that I sent out to see when the best times for office hours would be. But once I finalize that, I'm going to put the information here, and I'll also have information about how to actually get into my office hours through Zoom. Okay, the next thing you'll see is at the very top of the page, there's a copy of the syllabus. It says click here for the current course syllabus, and there's a little downward facing arrow. If you click that and then click preview, it'll open up a copy of the syllabus. And if your internet is slow like mine, it will take a while, but here's the syllabus. And actually, let's take this opportunity to go over some of the course policies that I wanted to talk about. So the first thing to note is that we have a required text. And that textbook is Physics for Scientists and Engineers with Modern Physics. That's the 4th edition of that book by Giancoli. So you really do need to get a copy of this book any way you can. I know that if you've taken Physics 46 or 45, you probably already have a copy, but if you don't, go out and get one, because many of the reading assignments and the homework problems are going to come from this textbook. So do get yourself a copy. Some other supplies that you're going to need are shown here. First, you'll need a notebook. So do go out and get yourself a notebook and use it to take notes during lectures. So even though you'll be watching lecture videos and there won't be a face-to-face lecture, take notes just like you normally would. Because if you take notes and you actively write things down instead of just passively listening, you're going to absorb the content a lot better. Another thing you're going to need is a calculator. Any type of calculator is fine, but we're going to be doing a lot of different problems for homework and in other contexts where you'll need a calculator, so make sure you have one. And then, of course, since this is an online course, you're going to need access to a computer with a solid internet connection, okay? So if that's a problem for you, do be aware that Chaffey College loans out laptops to students who are in need. So if you go to the Chaffey College website, you'll find information about how to borrow a laptop if that's something you need. And then the last thing here is access to any type of camera or scanner for uploading assignments, okay? Now, this is actually really important because this is how you'll be turning in your work, homework, labs, tests, a number of different things. So in physics, it's really important not just to arrive at some answer and come up with some numerical answer to a problem, but you also need to be able to show your work, show the steps you took to solve a problem. So it is important for you to be able to upload that written work. So one way you can do it is by taking a picture of your written work. You can use a camera phone for that. If you have a scanner, you can do it that way. And then upload that to Canvas. That's how you'll be turning in your homework. If you have a tablet or a smart device of some kind, you can work on your tablet and then upload it directly from there. I'm pretty flexible with this format as long as you have some way of giving me your written work that's really clear and really legible. Okay, so the next thing we'll talk about is the grade breakdown. Okay, so this is what I'm going to use to calculate your grade. 15% of your grade is homework, 20% is labs, 45% are the tests, but there will be 3 of them, and each one is 15%, and the final exam is 20%. I do drop the lowest homework score and the lowest lab score before I calculate your grade, so be aware of that, but I don't drop any other scores. And in terms of how I assign letter grades, I'm going to use the 90, 80, 70, 60 standard scale for that, and also there will be plus and minus letter grades. Okay, so that's grading. Let's talk a little bit more about the dropped scores and also the policy for late work. So the basic idea behind these policies are that I understand things may come up in your life that cause you to miss a deadline, okay? So I want to give you a little bit of leeway for that. So like I said, I drop the lowest lab score and the lowest homework score before calculating your grade. So you can afford to miss one lab and one homework with basically no penalty. Also, when it comes to late work, I will accept late work, but I'll deduct 15% for every day that an assignment is late. And then after a week, I won't be accepting late work anymore. So that's the policy there. Okay, let's talk about, tests and the final exam. So on the syllabus, I do have some tentative dates for every test and the final exam. They're all gonna land on a Monday, as it turns out. So, like I said, we have 3 tests and 1 final exam. And the first test is gonna cover chapter 19 and 20 of the textbook. And tentatively, that's gonna be on September 21st. The second test is gonna cover chapters 15, 16, and 32. That seems like a big jump in chapters, but there's a reason for that you'll see. And that's gonna be on October 20th. The third test is gonna cover chapters 33 through 35, and that's gonna be on November 23rd. And then the final is cumulative. It covers everything. That's gonna be on December 14th. Now these dates may change depending on how things go, but I'll try to stick to the schedule as closely as possible and keep you updated on any changes way in advance. Okay, so you're probably wondering how the tests are gonna work. The way tests will work is you will have a 24-hour window to work on a test, work all the problems out, and then upload your solution, okay? So on the day of a test, I will post the test to Canvas. You'll be able to download it, work on it, and you'll have 24 hours to upload your solution. That's how tests are gonna work. Okay, so I think that's everything from the syllabus that I wanted to mention. So there's some other things on the website that I wanna point out for you guys. So if you look at the left side of the page, under Home, it says Announcements. And if you click on that Announcements tab, you're gonna be brought to this page. And basically, this is where I post various announcements. When there's a test coming up or an important deadline coming up, I'll post it here just to keep you up to date on different things that are going on in the course. So keep your eye on the announcements page. That's where it is. Okay, discussions. If you click on the left side of the page where it says discussions, this is where we have our message boards. This is where you can communicate with me and your classmates. So right now, there are 2 message boards open. This one that says introducing ourselves is a place where I hope you'll post a little message to your classmates and to me to introduce yourself, tell me a little bit about yourself, so we can get to know each other, even though we're taking a course online. Okay, the other discussion board is the one called Week 1 Questions. And the purpose of this discussion board is for you to post any question about anything that's going on during the first week of class. It could be a technical issue you're having. It could be something about homework. It could be something about the lectures. Whatever it is, this is where it will go. And then I'll open up a new discussion board for each week of class. Okay, so any question pertaining to week 2 of class, you'll post that in that message board. And again, I just want to emphasize that I'll be checking the message boards really frequently and answering your questions, but I also encourage you to communicate with each other on the message board, right? If you see a student posts a question and you think you know the answer, you can jump in there and post your answer. Okay, let's go to the files. Let's go to the files tab. Yeah. So this is where I'm gonna store all of the important course documents. Okay, and we have different folders here. The first folder that I'll point out is the homework solutions folder. So this is where I'll be posting solutions to all the homework assignments, and I'll do that a week after they're due. Okay, so every homework that you turn in, a week after it's due, I'm gonna put the solution in this folder and you can take a look at it. So the reason for this is you want some kind of feedback on your homework. You want, if there's a problem that you did and you're not quite sure of the solution or you're not quite sure if you did it right, check the homework solutions folder and you can compare it to the work you did. Okay, so that's a resource for you that you should be using. Okay, also labs. That's just where we'll keep all the different lab materials. Lectures, I have lecture slides that I'll put in this folder and you can access them there. And then the syllabus is also in its own folder. Okay, next, let's go to grades. So this is where you'll go if you want to see where you stand grade-wise in the class. I'm going to try to really be up to date and grade things quickly and keep your grade up to date. What you'll see is a running total for the class, so you'll know your exact percentage that you have in the class at any given time, and that way you'll know where you stand in the course. Yeah. Okay. So the last thing I want to show you is the modules, and this is probably the most important part of the website. So really pay attention to this. On the left side of the page, where it says modules, click that, and you'll be brought to this page. And right now, there's just one module in here and nothing else. But every week of class, what I'm going to do is open up a new module. So each week of class will have its own self-contained module, and absolutely everything you need to do for that week is in the module. So that I've designed these to be very self-contained and have just everything in one place, so you don't have to go to a million different websites to fetch the different materials. Okay, so let's click on the first page in the week 1 module, which says week 1 to-do list. And it's exactly what it sounds like. Every week of class, you'll see that there's a to-do list in the module. And this will just summarize for you all the different tasks that you need to carry out for each week of class. Okay, so it's just a way of organizing the things you need to do each week of class. I'm not going to read through it right now, but each week has a to-do list. Read through it every time I open up a new module. Okay, the next thing in this module is practice submitting an online assignment. So here's what I'm trying to get everyone to do with this assignment. So first of all, the assignment is optional and it's for extra credit. It's 5 homework points of extra credit, and it's super easy. I really encourage you to do this and get those extra credit points because there's really no reason not to. And here's the assignment. I want you to write anything at all or draw anything at all, doesn't matter, on 2 separate pieces of paper. Then scan or take a photo of those pieces of paper and upload them to Canvas. I just want to make sure that everyone knows how to upload written work and we get any kind of technical issues with that out of the way very, very early on. Okay, so then it will be smooth sailing after you do it once. And again, it's easy extra credit points, so there's no reason not to do this. Okay, next thing in the module are the lecture videos for the first week of class. So every module is going to have a page like this, which tells you what lecture videos you need to watch. There are actually links to the videos, so you can click the link and open it in YouTube in a separate window. Or if you hit the play button, you can watch them directly in Canvas. So it's up to you, but it's all here. And there's a little bit of information about how you should approach watching the videos. One thing I would suggest is watch the lecture videos early in the week, absorb the information, then work on your assignments later in the week. But again, it's up to you to watch these on your own time. Okay, so next we have the first homework assignment of the semester. So basically it explains which problems from the textbook you need to do for this homework assignment, when it's due. And there's also a rubric that explains the point breakdown, so you know exactly how many points every problem is worth. And there's also a way to submit your homework once you complete it in this little page here. So this is everything about homework 1 that you need to know. It's in this part of the module. If we go to the next thing, this is your first lab assignment. Again, everything you need to know about the lab assignment is explained here. There's also a way to submit it on this page, as well as a rubric. So that's everything you need to know about the first lab is on this page. And then if we go to the next page, it's the message board that I showed you earlier, introducing ourselves. So this is something I'd like you to do during the first week of class. That's why it's in the first module. So post something about yourself so we can get to know you. And then next, we have the week 1 questions discussion board that I showed you before. Again, each module is going to have its own discussion board to just really ask anything that comes to mind pertaining to the class that week and have your question answered. Okay, so I know that was a lot of information, but that's pretty much everything about the website I wanted to show you. And again, it's really important to get yourself familiar with this website because this is where we're going to be conducting all course business, is on the Canvas website. So I encourage you to, after you watch this video, log on to Canvas, check out the website, just explore it a bit, just click around and see what's there. So you get a good sense of how it's laid out and how it's structured. So that's it for this introductory video. I will see you next time, but until then, take care. And I'm really looking forward to this semester and getting to know all of you. So see you later.